What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Jhordyn, back at it again with another video today. And today we have another unpopular opinions. Today's series of unpopular opinions is going to be based off of the Black family. Just a heads up before I even start this recording, today is the 4th day of the 7th month of the year, so y'all know what that means. All these people gonna be popping fireworks off. I got the face on, and I'm not about to let that prevent me from filming. So if you hear fireworks in the background, my apologies. I'm gonna do my best to edit them out and ignore them while I film. There's still light outside, so there's really no point to be popping no fireworks off, but you know these people. Now that disclaimer is over, let's get into these unpopular opinions about the Black family. Some of y'all might be offended. If the shoe fits, you might just have to wear it. This is all made in good fun, but there's also going to be some truth behind it, so take it as you wish. My first unpopular opinion: why do we gossip so much within our families? I just want to know. I be getting irritated when my cousins know my business before I even have the chance to tell my cousins my business. My cousins be knowing my tea. My grandparents be knowing my tea. I typically stay out of trouble. I really do genuinely typically stay out of trouble. But why do these family members know my tea if I'm not the one telling them? I just want to know. Will somebody please explain to me? Will somebody please? Obviously, within family, whenever there's some drama, we might need to vent a little bit. You might just end up venting. It might come off as gossiping, but you might end up venting to another family member. But if you're gonna do that, make sure it's somebody who's not going to spread it throughout the entire family like wildfire. Stop gossiping. Stop gossiping so much. I'm tired, okay? I don't even be in trouble like that, but everybody's still all up in my business. Stop it. And just because I stay out of trouble, don't start trying to think that I be doing stuff on the low, because I don't. I stays out the streets. I stay out of trouble. Sometimes you got information to gossip about. Sometimes you don't even got nothing to gossip about. You just be making it up. I'm tired. Stop it. This next unpopular opinion is mainly directed toward adults in Black families. Stop comparing y'all children to their cousins. That don't do nothing but produce insecurity. Don't be comparing your child to their cousins. Just be sitting there throwing stuff at your own kids like, why aren't you doing this? Why don't you do that? Why aren't you in school? How come you not in school like Tia? This is all I have to say to that. And this is how y'all need to start answering these questions in the most respectful way, because you know I'm not gonna promote people getting themselves in a situation where you get I'm not trying to get y'all popped, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, all you gotta say is I am not them and they are not me. I hate being compared in any way, shape, or form. Do not compare me to other people. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, and people do it all the time. Stop it. And if you have a Black child, stop comparing them to their other Black cousins. Why don't you just appreciate people for all that they come with rather than trying to make them into something that they possibly don't want to be? I know that in most Black families, it's in the adults' best interest to try and inspire the youth of the family to do better than they did, but you're not going to inspire nobody to do nothing if you compare them to people, because that's essentially putting them down. You're making them feel like they're not doing enough. Why don't you give them credit for the things that they are doing, and then maybe suggest, oh, well, if you want to do this, maybe you should get into that, rather than trying to force people into careers they don't want, trying to make people clones of their other family members that are doing better in the adults' eyes. Don't nobody want to hear all that? My next unpopular opinion really shouldn't be unpopular, and it probably isn't, but I'm still gonna say it anyway because I added it to my list. Stop talking about my hair, my natural hair, my afro when your wig is stale. You got a stale wig on your head. How old is that wig? But you want to talk about my hair? What'd you say? I thought somebody with a stale wig said something. No real disrespect and shade, but really though, why you always gotta critique young Black women with natural hair? I understand that the generations are different, and in the past generations, a lot of the older people and the older women were used to pressing their hair, having pressing curls, getting in there with the hot comb. I hate hot combs with a burning passion. I know that the eras are different, but why do you have to be so negative? Why you gotta talk about my afro that I worked so hard for? And she's pretty. I remember when I was first growing my afro, the only person in my family that really didn't like critique the mess out of me was my mother. And then my sister, because she was interested in going natural too. Because my hair used to be relaxed. But my whole family was like,
What you gonna do with that on your head?
It's done, okay? It may not look great right now, but I promise you, when she grow out, she look good. Now everybody's like, oh my gosh, your hair is so pretty. And I'm like, honestly, save it. I don't want to hear it because you was roasting me in the beginning. You was making me feel so insecure in the beginning, but I stuck with it. I got hair and clean underwear.
I got hair and clean underwear. Look at my hang time. Look at my hang time.
Don't judge your younger family members for wearing their natural textured hair. The times are changing. You guys to get with the program. Get with the program, please. No disrespect, but please get with it or get lost. This next unpopular opinion is so irritating to me, and it's gonna tie into one of the future unpopular opinions on this list too. Y'all need to stop talking about people weight, okay? There's so many people in so many black families that will sit here and be like, you getting fat, you gained some weight. How you gonna put somebody down for gaining 2 pounds when you built like Humpty Dumpty? Please make it make sense. I understand you may be concerned for somebody's health, but you don't need to just blatantly be like, you getting fat. There is different ways that you could tell people that they're getting a little chunky. This quarantine, your girl is definitely fluffy. We're handling that situation. We are handling that situation because my birthday next month and I will not be this size. I am manifesting that. Even though y'all canceled B. Simone, I'm manifesting that. I am going to lose some weight. Even though I'm a little fluffier, I'm still cute. I'm still built. I'm still stacked. I say that with confidence. But in all seriousness, weight is a real insecurity for people. I'ma really need y'all to stop putting people down for getting a little heavy. You can say it in different ways. You don't constantly have to point out their problem area. You can ask them about their health. You can ask them about what they eat. That's still a little direct, but it's less direct than saying that you just getting fat. You know how many times I done heard that? Not directly towards me, but towards people, period. That's not cool. You don't say that to people. My next unpopular opinion goes directly towards aunties, uncles, even grandparents. I'm gonna throw it in there. I love my grandparents, but I'm throwing this in here. I'm sorry. I mean no disrespect by what I'm saying, but I really stand by the things that I'm saying right now. This next unpopular opinion can commonly be compared to holidays and celebrations where everybody gets together at Granny's house and y'all be eating food and celebrating whatever holiday it is and everybody wants to be in your business. I am not obligated to disclose and share my grades with anybody that did not help produce me. I don't care if I'm in high school, I don't care if I'm in college. I am not obligated to share my grades with nobody other than the people who laid down and conceived me. You don't need to know my grades. You don't need to know my business. Why don't you worry about your own kids' grades? Are your kids passing your classes? Because I ain't never failed a class. My grades have definitely not been as high as they could have been, but I have never failed a class. The only reason I had C's is because I was being lazy or because the teacher was playing games with me. I'm doing fine in school, okay? I'm doing great. Worry about your children. Did you birth me? Did you help produce me? No? Okay, so don't ask me what my grades are. That's not your business. I'll tell my mama and my daddy. My dad came to every single one of my conferences. That's his business. That's my mama business. I would get so annoyed. Like, why do you want to know so bad? Your kid is failing 3 classes. Why do you want to know so bad? This next unpopular opinion is probably gonna piss somebody off, but I said what I said. Let me cross my legs. Get ready for this one. Grandparents are not supposed to raise their grandkids. Unless you are in a situation where your parents are not in the picture at all, grandparents are not supposed to raise grandkids. If they have both of their parents actively in their lives, they are not supposed to be at Granny's house every single day. I know that a lot of people are raised by their grandparents because they don't have active parents or that their parents need extra support. But I also know a lot of parents that are lazy and just drop their kids off at their grandparents' house so they can go and do whoop-de-whoop. So they can go and do whatever in the streets. You got babies, you got children, take care of them. Your mom and your dad did not lay down and produce that baby, so why are they raising it? If you have no excuse, you got a job, you got another parent, but you still want to run the streets, you gave that up as soon as you decided to have a baby. I'm sorry. It is not your parents' responsibility to raise your seeds. Grandparents definitely should be allowed to babysit their grandkids and have their grandkids over on certain days. but not all the time. It's not their responsibility to raise them, especially when they're older. And there's different kinds of grandparents. There's grandparents that say, I'm not watching your kids because I didn't make them. And then there's other grandparents that are so conditioned to watching other people's kids that they complain when a parent doesn't throw their child on them. I understand that grandparents should have time with their grandchildren, and I understand that not everybody's situation is the same, and sometimes the grandparents are literally the parents. But in those situations where that's not a necessity, the grandparents are not obligated to care for your child. And then y'all want to get an attitude when they say no to babysitting? What do you need to go clubbing for if you have a baby? You gave that up when you had that baby. And so many people don't understand that. This next unpopular opinion is also my final unpopular opinion, and it ties into the way unpopular opinion from earlier. Just because I am curvy, just because my booty fat, does not mean that you need to point out the obvious every time you see me. I take this unpopular opinion very personally, because every time I go around my family at a family event, somebody gotta point out the fact that I'm curvy. Somebody gotta point out the fact that I got hips and a booty. Somebody has to point out the obvious. And I don't even be wearing clothes that expose it all the time. And if I am, why should I be subject to constantly deal with people's commentary? If I want to wear my Nike leggings, I should be able to comfortably do so without somebody looking at me like, oh my God, Jhordyn's booty's so big, oh my God. It's attached to my body. You think I don't know that already? It's attached to my body. You don't think I know that already? Leave me alone. Stop talking about my booty, especially at all the family events. It's very annoying. It's very uncomfortable. Stop pointing out the obvious. Honestly, altogether, back to the weight one too, don't be making comments on people's weight all the time. At least not in front of everybody. I'm a Leo. I do not like having the spotlight all the time. I do not like having the spotlight all the time. I am so introverted, y'all just don't know it. I do not do well in crowds. I can hold my composure, but internally, the anxiety, I hate being put on the spot. I hate being put on blast. Do not point out my body parts. I know I'm stacked. I look at myself in the mirror every single day. You don't need to point out the obvious. Now that rant, that lovely unpopular opinion / rant is over with, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Be sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, comment down below if you agree or disagree with any of these unpopular opinions, and also let me know what you want to see next. I need to know what kind of content y'all like. I'm getting more subscribers. Shout out to all of my new subscribers, but I'm getting more subscribers. I need to know what y'all want to see. Share this video. Share it with somebody you think might enjoy it. Share it with somebody you think might laugh, might relate. All of my fellow Black people, because I know that there's some truth behind a lot of what I said. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and that's it. I'm out. Deuce.